The global financial order is shaking, and South Africa just sent a message that will leave Western analysts stunned. While many in the West are grappling with systemic instability, the core of African banking is showing a level of resilience that proves one thing: Africa is no longer waiting for permission to lead. We aren't just looking at a balance sheet today, we are looking at the backbone of the South African economy. The recent reports regarding Nedbank's flat half-year profits may seem like a minor detail to a casual observer, but for those of us who understand the pulse of our continent, it is a masterclass in strategic stability amidst global chaos. In this video, we are breaking down what these numbers actually mean, why Western analysts are scrambling to interpret them, and how South Africa is positioning itself as the powerhouse of African finance. To understand the present, we must look at the past. For decades, South African banking was a fortress. Since the transition to democracy, institutions like Nedbank have navigated some of the most complex economic transitions in modern history. They didn't just survive, they built the infrastructure that fuels trade, housing, and industrial growth across the Southern African development community. They built a system designed for longevity, not just quarterly spikes. Historically, when global markets fluctuate as they have with recent shifts in interest rates and inflation, South African institutions have shown a unique ability to anchor the local economy while staying grounded in African realities. Now, let's dive into the current reality. The reports show flat profits for Nedbank. But we need to look closer at the why. In an era where many Western banks are struggling with the fallout of aggressive expansion and volatile debt markets, a flat profit in a high interest rate environment often indicates a deliberate choice: stability over reckless growth. They are maintaining their position while others are gambling on speculative trends. This is the difference between a bank that wants to survive another decade and a bank that intends to dominate the next century. Before we go deeper into the players involved, remember why we do this. Like this video help more Africans see this story of our growing economic sovereignty. When we look at the numbers provided by Reuters, we see a landscape where loan growth and interest income are balancing out against the cost of operation in a challenging macro environment. For many Western observers, flat might mean stagnation. But for us, it means resilience. It means that despite global pressure to conform to Western-centric volatility, South African institutions are holding their ground. They are navigating local inflation and currency fluctuations with a steady hand, ensuring that the wheels of African commerce keep turning regardless of what is happening on the other side of the Atlantic. Who are the key players here? It isn't just about bank executives in boardrooms. It is about the small business owner in Soweto who still has access to credit. It is about the farmer in the Free State whose equipment is financed by local capital. And, most importantly, it is about the international investors who are starting to realize that the risk of Africa is actually a myth sold by those who don't understand our geography. The West fears a unified African market because they know that once we control our own financial destiny, their monopoly on global influence begins to crumble. This brings us to the most important part of our discussion: the Pan-African implications. When South Africa's banking sector remains stable, it provides a blueprint for the rest of the continent. We are seeing the rise of an African financial fortress. As we move toward more integrated trade under the AfCFTA, having stable, reliable financial hubs like those in South Africa is non-negotiable. This isn't just about one bank, it is about the infrastructure of a rising giant. We are moving away from a model where we wait for Western capital to save us, and toward a model where African capital fuels African dreams. What does this mean for the future? It means that the era of Western economic dominance over our resources and markets is reaching its sunset. When we see steady performance in our core institutions, it signals a transition toward economic sovereignty. We are building a continent where African wealth stays on the continent, fuels local innovation, and creates a seat at the table that no one can ignore. Subscribe for honest, Pan-African analysis you won't find on CNN or BBC. We are witnessing the birth of an era where Africa doesn't just participate in the global economy, it defines it. South Africa's steady stance is a beacon for every nation looking to build a self-reliant future. The message is clear: we are ready, we are capable, and we are rising. Check out this next video on how African technology is bypassing traditional Western hurdles. Our continent's rise is unstoppable. I want to hear from you. Do you believe that local banking stability is the key to unlocking Africa's full potential? Let me know in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about our shared future.